What is the first dose? It occurred to me yesterday, this could all be your psychosis, drowning me and drowning you, baby. What's a soul sailor to do? You were always a poet, you just didn't know what the whole world's about. And I'm gonna roll it, plant your cool seed, watching it grow and believe in it. Cause I need you to know, life's out of line. I'm gonna tow it, the truth is a horn. We all gotta blow it, there's a river of joy. I'm gonna float it, there's a hole in my soul. I'm gonna sow it, baby, stitch by stitch. Moses, come quick, I found a brand new tablet. God don't teach, he just stays out of reach and gets annoyed when I try and grab him. Drowning me, drowning you. Moses, what does soul sailor do? You were always a poet, you just didn't know what the whole world's about. And I'm gonna roll it, plant your good seed, watch it grow and believe in it. Cause I need you to know, life's out of line. I'm gonna tow it, the truth is a horn. We all gotta blow it, there's a river of joy.
All right, well, thank you so much. That is Jesse Wells on YouTube, TikTok, everywhere. Yeah. Took 2 weeks off from broadcasting anything. Yeah, it was time. I just needed some time off. I had the major repairs on my vehicle. That's okay. We finally made it. We finally made it. Good to be back. How is everybody? I missed Christmas and New Year's. I hope everybody got what they wanted. Oh man. Yo, drowning me, drowning you. Yes, indeed. Some days you just gotta start off with a little music. That's okay. Oh my goodness. Well, tell you what, so much has happened. I really don't know where to start. Where do you start? Where's the beginning point? Where can we say we have our sanity? But there's just so much to go over. There's so much has happened. We had a former president die on us. President Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter is somebody that you never knew, you didn't know what you had until you lost it, right? It's just, you never knew how good he was until someone as bad as Trump and Reagan came along to show us exactly how bad things can get. But here we are. How are you doing, Sweet Pea?
I'm doing good. I'm just checking out chat in TikTok.
We can't hear you.
Oh, hang on 1 second. I said I'm just checking out the comments on TikTok.
I'm not getting any sound at all.
No sound.
I'm not sure what to do.
Is that any better?
Not sure if it's on my end or your end. I'm going to go ahead and drop you down and then just go ahead and rejoin.
Okay, I can do that.
It's lighted as if you're speaking. Can anybody else hear me on YouTube? I know you.
I can hear you. I can hear you on YouTube.
I'm not getting any sound at all. I can hear you. Okay, so Let's Farm can hear Sweet Pea, but I can't hear you.
Ah, that's weird.
I think there are several things going on.
Okay.
Pretty soon.
I'm louder. I'm always the loud one.
Something is interfering. Brian sounds canned. Sweet Pea.
Okay.
Oh, you know what?
What?
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I really don't. Sweet Pea is louder. Yeah, I really don't know what to do. Let's go ahead and. How does it sound now? I think there's a lot going on with my sources. Okay, I'm going to kick and then you come back up. I still sound canned. Okay. I don't know what to do about that. How about now? Do I still sound canned? Oh boy. You gotta love streaming, don't you? Are you ready to make America great again? Yeah, well, obviously you aren't, because you're not making anything great, but thanks for joining us. That's the stage. Go ahead and speak.
Is that any better?
Yes, a little tiny. Okay. I'm not sure what that. I do know that StreamYard has gone through a bunch of upgrades.
Update? Yeah.
To,
Tornado, please answer. When was America ever great? And you can build a wall. That's
Maybe
not
if
going to
I
stop
play
illegals
sports.
coming in. Sorry, I'm arguing with. I think it's a Trump supporter.
Yeah, I'm getting no sound at all.
Oh no.
Sorry, Sweet. Don't know what to do. Never had this problem before.
Well, I'll mute, but
No sound at all.
I can hear myself on YouTube. It's weird. You're muted. You're muted on YouTube. You got yourself muted.
How about now?
That's better. Yeah, that's better.
I really don't know what to do about this.
I don't know. Can you hear me properly now, though?
I can hear you properly now, but I can't broadcast
Good.
over the other streams that we have.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so that's the only problem. I can only hear you, but you're not going to be heard on any other platform that we're on.
I can hear myself on TikTok and I can hear myself on YouTube.
Okay. All right. Well,
because the sound is replaying back to me through TikTok and YouTube, and it's kind of weird because it's like a little echo I've got going on. So if I inappropriately giggle, it's because I'm giggling at that. Nothing you're saying.
you're fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. Well, so we're just going to go into it. I wanted to play this video, and I can't play the audio. That is the crappiest thing. Yeah, this is crazy because. So what I wanted to talk about was this video by Tizzy Ent. So it looks like 70,000 men were in this one Telegram chat group. I don't know if you've heard of this. It was for Grape, a grape chat group on Telegram. Investigation has uncovered multiple grape chat groups where thousands of men discuss how to grape their own mothers and sisters. Yes, you heard that right. Sisters and their mothers. 70,000 men were in this group. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen.
Oh. That is disgusting.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna play this video.
Cases users were discussing attacking them.
Here we go.
Dozens of Telegram channels are devoted to sharing tips on how to sexually assault people, and German law enforcement officials haven't stopped it yet. This was uncovered by investigative journalists at a German broadcaster. Journalists who infiltrated the channels found thousands of people from around the world exchange information on how best to incapacitate and rape people. They encouraged each other to commit assaults, including sharing photos and videos of similar crimes they themselves carried out. In most cases, users...
Okay, so this is in Germany. Okay, so this was a group that got started in Germany, and it's English and in German as well. So 70,000. So basically, some undercover journalists infiltrated this group just to see what it was about and to see who was in it, what were they sharing, and they were passing tips back and forth on how to molest either your sister or your mother. Yeah, this is why misandry is a thing. This is why women are backing away from men. I really don't know how else to describe this. This is horrific.
Users were discussing attacking their sisters, mothers, girlfriends, or wives, the journalists found. Some also used the platform to reportedly sell drugs that could be used to immobilize victims.
And so basically they were sharing different drugs that can be used. And what were the best drugs to use? They got screenshots of the names.
The investigative team behind the report was able to order one of these substances and had it tested. A toxicologist said it was a mixture of animal anesthetic, tranquilizer, and a compound to prevent vomiting.
I'm going to play that again. Let's see here.
The mixture of animal anesthetic.
So it's got animal anesthetic, tranquilizers, and what else?
Tranquilizer and a compound to prevent vomiting.
And then a compound to prevent vomiting. So while all of these chemicals are in their system, incapacitating them, there's also a compound in there to prevent them from getting sick. Because yeah, what man in this group wants to deal with a sick? Ugh, gross.
Sexual assault is illegal in Germany, of course, but possessing and sharing recordings depicting the rape of an adult is not.
So yes, schmexual assault is still illegal, but sharing images and video depicting it is not illegal. It's okay. What in the absolute fresh hell is this?
However, authorities in Germany say police do have a mandate to investigate criminal activities on the internet. Telegram founder Pavel Durov is currently facing charges in France of allowing the platform to be used for criminal activity.
Yeah, so the CEO of Telegram is currently in France right now under investigation and actually being criminally charged for allowing his platform to be used for criminal activity,
including drug trafficking and sharing images of child abuse. But even if convicted, it's unlikely to put a stop to Telegram channels devoted to discussing the rape of adults, which, at least in Germany, violate no laws. For now, the German Federal Police is recommending users who discover such groups or channels to report them to the platform in question.
Yeah, I don't know. More proof that the internet has destroyed the world. No, I have to disagree. I think the internet has revealed what the world is. It has revealed who is in the world, and it has allowed other nasty people to meet up with other nasty people. But to be honest, this has been going on for a long time, way before the internet. So, I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't know that I can accept that, because it's not as if the internet is making and turning these men into the monsters that they are. The men were already monsters, and they were already doing this sort of thing. We're just now seeing how prevalent this kind of behavior it is. Yeah, it's easier to find each other. That is correct. That I can. Okay, I guess you don't want to talk about it. I'm gone. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, I don't care about.
Dozens of Telegram channels are devoted to sharing tips on how to sexually.
Yeah, so it's just nasty. These people are just beyond disgusting. Gross. This article was written with absolutely trembling hands. So, okay, so this is going on to the unaliving of the CEO in New York. So an article by Bill George is an ex-CEO of Medtronic, an executive fellow at Harvard Business School. He says, the name of the article is, I'm an ex-CEO. My peers are facing the reality that many Gen Zers see corporate America as the enemy. Yeah, that's because you are. Corporate America is the enemy. There is no question about it. It is a cancer, and it's just metastasized. And it's getting to the point where people are they're just tired of the CEOs getting all of these benefits, obscene pay, not to mention the golden parachute if they happen to fuck things up at a company, and then they get to ride off into the sunset. Yeah, people are getting sick and tired of CEOs, especially for healthcare provider insurance companies. Yeah, especially those corporations. Insurance providers they're literally at the top of the list of one of the most hated companies in the world. But no, I'm dealing with comments on TikTok and YouTube. So yeah, you'll have to bear with me. I'm going to be switching back and forth. So yeah. Yeah, MAGA just jumped in and said, hey, you ready to talk about making America great again? And I'm like, no, I'm not. So yeah, here we are. Yeah, insurance companies are probably one of the most hated companies. Oh, let's see. Yeah, so this moron, so we're switching subjects now. So a new film is dropped, 6888 on Netflix. I got to see it. It was a good story. I just wish they had tightened the script up a little bit. I don't know. It just seemed like people were reciting lines, and they weren't really getting into their characters. But besides that, it was a good story about Black women who went overseas during World War II to straighten out the entire mess of the mail going back and forth from people at home to soldiers overseas, and it was just backlogged. They were given 6 months to fix a just terrible jumbled mess of the mail system, and they did it in 3 months. 688 on Netflix. It was a good story, and so this asshole on X, he thinks it's funny. He thinks it's funny. And so, yeah. So Ahmed Baba writes, the right-wing brain rot on this app is out of control. They see black women in a historical drama and think it's an unserious wokeness. I just watched this movie. It's good, and it's based on the very real story of an all-black, all-women 688th Battalion who single-handedly worked through a backlog of 17 million pieces of mail in 3 months during World War II while deployed in Europe. They solved a key problem. They made sure our troops who were fighting Schmittler heard from their loved ones and vice versa. They boosted morale. They were braver than any of these lame loser posters hating on these historical figures. I have to agree. Yeah. Yeah. What's so funny? They served with honor and distinction, and all the while dealing with the dealing with the racism, dealing with just being spat on, being told that they're nothing, being called every single name under the sun. They had to deal with that, and they still got the job done. To that I say bravo. Bravo. They did well. It was a job well done. And now that I see who the director and writer was, Tyler Perry, that explains why it wasn't what it could have been. I mean, the actors that acted, they did extremely well. They did what they could do. But you know, when you don't have a good writer or director, and yes, I think Tyler Perry is not a good director or a writer. It makes the story suffer. It really does. Now, if somebody like Spike Lee had done this picture, oh, it would have been heaps better. So anyway, but that's all. Anyway, that's all I've got to say about that. But anyway, 688 was a good story. I enjoyed it. You know, bad writing and directing notwithstanding. But I say that not having done either, so you know, I'm just a consumer. Hey, look, protesters who are protesting the horrible treatment at Amazon are getting flooded out so Amazon literally turned on the water to try to drown out the protesters. You could see the streets and the sidewalks are filling up with water. What absolute dicks. Yeah. Who knew that people don't like getting treated like trash at the Amazon warehouse? And so what do they do? Instead of addressing grievances, they try to make things worse by flooding the streets, which I don't think that's legal. I don't think that's legal. You can't just turn the spigots on. Yes, insurance companies are nothing but a legal pyramid scheme. I agree. Let's see. Let me get back to. Let me see if I can turn the comments on. Let's see. No, it's not letting me do it. Okay, now we can read it. Isn't this per se unfair labor practice? You would think. I mean, turning on an entire spigot, just flooding the street. Yeah, no, Amazon is bad for all neighborhoods. I remember when they were deciding whether to build in Queens, bad for sellers, buyers, employees, and neighborhoods. Yeah, contact local fire department to get it shut off. That's a hazard. You would think. In freezing cold temperatures, too. They just turn the water on full blast. Hey, good to see you, Jojo. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. Thank you for liking the live. Please like and share. I'd appreciate that.
Hey,
So, Sweet Pea, what do you have to say about what we've talked about so far?
Well, I don't even know where to begin.
I don't know either.
With the first one, because I was essayed when I was 15 by two men that put something over my mouth that knocked me out. So that's a little close to home, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely disgusting beyond words that they're sharing information that horrendous. Each one of those need to be locked up and stick on a permanent watch list. It is horrendous. I don't have any words. I'm sorry. I can't. It's sickening. It's sickening. It truly is sickening. It really is sickening. I haven't watched that film yet. It is in my queue. Can people hear me on TikTok?
Yes, they can hear you.
Okay. So I haven't watched that film yet.
Now it just dropped.
Oh no. Any better?
There you are.
But yeah, I haven't watched that film yet, but it is on my list to watch. I'm very much into watching the true movies at the moment.
Yeah, it's just pretty sad that we've let it come to this, and it's just like there's just no end to it.
Unfortunately, hopefully there'll be an end to it soon.
Yeah, I hope so. So you can hear me, correct? Right?
Yes.
Okay. I just don't know if they can hear me on Twitter, or excuse me, on YouTube. Can you double check the sound on? Do you have to drop down?
No, I don't have to drop down. I just got to turn you up. No, I can hear you on YouTube.
You can hear me on YouTube?
I can hear you on YouTube, and I can hear you on TikTok.
Okay, good. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I've got to turn you back down on YouTube, though. Hi, Let's Fam. Hi, Joe. Hi, everyone. Oh.
Yeah, let me know as soon as you can't hear it.
I'm keeping an eye here.
All right, perfect. All right, we finally got the bugs worked out. Yeah. No, I was just wanting, because people couldn't hear what you were saying on this end, so I was
no.
That's why I was kind of talking with you to kind of let people see the conversation that was happening, but that's okay. We made it.
You fried your algorithm.
Yes.
Did you? Oh, you unalived your algorithm down a rabbit hole.
I don't know what I did. Anyway,
No, Joe. Joe put in, if you want to laugh, I fried my search algorithm for academic research.
well, how did you manage that?
Going down one too many rabbit holes, too many segues. Too much information for the algorithm to retain. Oh no, I'm sorry, Joe. I don't need to laugh. That is kind of funny. Okay. Please explain later. Yes.
Okay, she'll explain later. All right. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's do. Okay, we did Amazon. Now what's next? Oh, Matt Gaetz. Yay. This guy has I honestly don't. This guy has ended up on OAN. And I don't know how low. I don't know how much lower this guy can go.
I'm gonna go low by saying he's definitely still having some minor issues.
Yeah. He's still, I guess, congressional ethics investigators basically found that, yes, he paid numerous women, including a 17-year-old girl, for schmecks and purchased illicit and illegal drugs. And this guy,
Ew.
yeah, this guy, nasty.
He's
Nasty,
gross.
nasty people.
He needs to be on a watch list.
I agree. But,
And he's not the only one in the Republican Party that needs to be on a watch list. There's a few of them that need to be stuck on the watch list. And don't get me wrong, there's a few Democrats that need to be stuck on the watch list with them as well.
Well, the good news is we tend to get rid of these people. We don't let them.
Yes, we do. No, we don't.
Yeah, this is the difference between us and the Republican Party. We don't hide. We don't hide. We go overboard. Even if there's even a hint of an allegation of a rumor, we get rid of them or have them investigated.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, this is the Republican Party today. Nobody on the Republican side called for Matt Gaetz to be expelled.
Ew,
That just tells you.
that's
Sad.
It is sad. Sorry, I can't get over the makeover excrement has had. Is that the new updated look of excrement?
I don't know what you're referring to.
The format on excrement is changed.
Okay.
Looks weird.
So Florida students are giving up Saturdays to learn Black history lessons their schools don't teach. So what's happened now, because Republicans have attacked public education in Florida to the point where it's just the kids are barely learning anything. The Black churches down there have decided to pick up the slack and start teaching their kids about Black history.
Good for them.
I mean, I'm glad they're
taught.
doing it. It's sad.
But they shouldn't have to.
Exactly.
They shouldn't have to. Schools should be teaching history, all of ugly history, no matter or regardless of what that history is. Kids need to learn that history to avoid these mistakes that happened in the past from happening in future generations. So this is why it's important to teach all of history, regardless if it makes you feel uncomfortable or not. It's important that these children learn history.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whatever happened to facts don't care about your feelings, huh?
Yes.
Okay, let's listen to a clip. Did you have something else?
Yeah, I just wanted to answer sincerely quickly in TikTok. Republicans think dinosaurs are walking. I could, yeah, he's called McBitch. He's kind of like a walking dinosaur.
Yeah, maybe dinosaurs do walk among us. Okay, anyway, let's play this clip.
Sorry.
Here we go.
Superman would have voted for Trump? Let me get this straight, you window licker. You think the original illegal immigrant, created by two Jewish guys during World War II, whose first appearance was beating the donkey shit out of a guy who was beating his wife, and his third appearance, he took a CEO who owned a mine and locked his ass in that mine because he wanted him to feel what his miners felt. You know, the guy who stands for saving every life, no matter who it is, whose arch enemy is a billionaire who wants to take over the world. You think that guy voted for Trump because he grew up on a farm? Guess what, dumbass? I grew up on a farm too, and you don't see me voting for that sack of shit. Shit like this is why I'm not surprised in the least that 40% of the US is functionally fucking illiterate. I get the comic looks really cool, the colors are cool, and the art is sick, but you have to read the words. My point is, stop bastardizing these characters just because you want to feel better about the dog shit choice you made. Sorry for the different flavored rant today, but I'm a big nerd, and also I can't stand looking at this shit when that dope-ass new Superman trailer came out and it looks awesome, and these fucking idiots are talking about this.
Yeah, what do you think about that? What? Yeah, first of all,
On point.
Superman would not have been welcome in the Republican Party because Superman would have been locking up people like Jeff Bezos. He would have been dealing with Elon Musk. Donald Trump would have gotten nowhere near the White House. In fact, America probably would have declared war on Superman because they would have hated the wokeness. They would have hated his trifling in American politics because of how bad and to the right we've gone. Can you imagine Superman being the enemy of both Russia, China, and the United States? That has to tell you something, because he would have been interfering with a lot of our weapons transfers. He would have been interfering with the war in Ukraine. He would have been interfering with the Israeli Palestinian conflict. And I hate even using that word because it's not a conflict, it's a massacre. But that's another subject. Exactly. I mean, Superman would have sided with the little guys. He would have sided with the downtrodden. So yeah, I honestly do not know why right wingers even like Superman.
Batman.
Well, Batman, no, I could see why they would like Batman, because Batman is a billionaire who does nothing to prevent crime. He uses crime as a way of expressing anger and fury. Think about it. He's a multi-billionaire who's got all this money at his disposal. Does he help the public? No.
No, he doesn't. He helps himself.
He uses it to allow crime to go rampant, and then says, "Oh, now I'm needed." Instead of fixing the problems as to why people turn to crime in the first place, because they've got nothing else. I mean, what do desperate people do? They turn to crime, of course.
Exactly.
And so all of these villains who recruit from Arkham's downtrodden and poor. I mean, where do these villains get their armies? Why would they risk life and limb? Anyway, it's a whole nother rant. Sorry. Batman is not.
No, he's not. And he's not. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I do think, like, I don't know if you all watched that film, Superman and Batman, when they were fighting, but I definitely do think that Batman cheated. And if he took Superman on one-on-one, Superman would have kicked his ass.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a given. Oh, you're talking about with Ben Affleck. Oh man, that was the
Yeah,
most.
yeah. That was
That was-
abysmal.
Ugh.
That was
Anyway.
abysmal.
So
Sorry.
we were talking about dinosaurs earlier. Do you want to hear about another dinosaur that was serving in Texas? Come to find out,
Oh,
this elected official has been missing for 6 months. Guess where they found her? In assisted living.
oh shit.
She's been suffering from dementia for the past year. And so it has gotten so bad that she's
Shit.
been in assisted living this entire time. This is how sad our government is. We have no checks and balances to keep people like her out of government. I'm sorry, but people suffering from dementia should not be in our government. I don't give a goddamn how that makes you feel. Let's listen.
Hey, everybody, meet Kay Gardner. She is a Republican representative from the state of Texas. She's held office there since the mid-90s. July of this year, she voted on a bill. And then there was a vote that followed that, and she missed that vote. And then there was another vote, and she missed that one, and the next one, and the one after that. There was a really important spending bill coming up, and a local reporter noticed she hasn't voted on anything since July. Is she going to make the vote for the spending bill? So he called her office and got her voicemail. He went down to her office, knocked. No one there, all locked up. Started asking around. No one had seen her for about 6 months. And then one of her constituents contacted him and gave him a tip. He followed up on that tip, and he found the missing representative. He found her in an assisted living facility for people suffering from dementia after allegedly she had been found wandering around her neighborhood at night, unaware of who she was or where she was. She is unable to care for herself, and yet she continued to hold office. Remember when Republicans were like, oh, Joe Biden stuttered. Get him out of there. He's too old. He's losing it. And they ignore the fact that Donald Trump constantly calls people by the wrong names or the wrong jobs or the wrong country. Mitch McConnell freezing up multiple times, and they just let it slide. This woman literally being committed to a facility because she can't care for herself, and she still holds office. No one thought, hey, we should have her step down and replace her. All while U.S. lawmakers older than 70 outnumber those under the age of 40 by more than 3-1. Yeah, we need some checks and balances and to have a serious talk about term limits.
Yeah, I hate the idea of term limits, but at the same time, there needs to be age limits. I'm sorry. Our government should not be a geriatric facility.
No, and you shouldn't have anybody in power that's got dementia. They can't look after themselves. How do you expect them to do their job properly if they can't remember what to do for themselves? I'm sorry, and I know that sounds nasty, but
yeah, you don't know your name. You don't know where you are. You don't know what you're doing. It's like, oh God.
Yes, term limits do work well. I agree, Joe. Joe said term limits work well for Freemasons, which is older than the US. So yeah, I agree. If term limits do need to be implemented, I'm sorry. We can't be having people in charge that have got dementia.
Yeah, I mean, how sad is it where a secret society is doing better than the United States government, and Freemasonry isn't the secret society everybody thinks it is? I'm just
Let's farm, we can see you. We are reading, and yes, we do agree term limits do need to be needed.
Yeah, everybody can see you. That's all right. Anyway. Okay, so let's talk about Luigi Mangione. Not all heroes wear capes, but here we are. Okay, let's go ahead and play. Oh, by the way, did you see how fresh he looked with his first court appearance? I mean, usually when you keep a perpetrator for let's say 3 weeks, 2 weeks,
They look shabby.
I pronounced that
Unshaven.
horribly. What did I pronounce horribly? Luigi or Secret Society? I can't. Mangione. It's
Yeah,
possible.
probably that.
Okay. Well,
Probably his name.
He got a awesome refresher. Mangione. Okay. I'm only pronouncing it how I see it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm not going to do any better. I'm sorry. I don't mean any offense.
Okay, let's listen to what someone. Okay, I'm just going to play it. Here you go.
I was today
Okay.
years old when I realized the meaning of this taper fade haircut that he's got. And he got his eyebrows done too. Someone took the time to groom him. And that is sending a message to the correctional officers around him. This is a jailhouse message that he is cared for, he is respected, and he is protected within that inmate class. The COs around him will know, oh, look, they took the time to groom him. They care about this one. He was in Altoona for a week. He got this done down there. He can't just go anywhere and get a haircut. And this is not done by a guard. This is not done by a lawyer bringing somebody in. This is about the inmate who runs the haircutting situation, whoever that is, saying, you know what? I fuck with that guy. I'm not mad at him. Get him in here. Let him get a fresh cut. Let's spend a little time on him. Make sure he looks good. Let other people know we care about Luigi inside. This is the kind of guy that the other prisoners are rooting for.
Yeah, Luigi is going to be fine. Even if he is sent to prison for the rest of his life, he's going to do just fine. Yeah, I don't think he's going to have a single enemy in that prison. Yeah, it's amazing to me. You know, he's become he is a hero inside and out. It's unbelievable. Wow.
And vigilante boo.
Yeah, the vigilante boo. You know, it's hard. I can't be upset at the guy. I really can't.
Me neither. No.
You know, because what he did, tons of people can empathize, and they're like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm getting my claims denied as we speak. I've got a loved one who's fighting for their life, fighting cancer, fighting strokes, and they're literally having to fight the insurance companies who are literally just denying claim. We're talking billions of dollars that these companies make. Billions of dollars, and they're denying claims. Legitimate claims, by the way. Man, if you are trying to justify murder, I may have to leave. Bye. As far as I'm concerned, this is called justified kill. What's the word? A righteous kill? But I don't give a damn. I have no feelings for that CEO whatsoever. You know, call it what you want. But you know what? This CEO, I mean, look at all the schmurders that he's committed by denying claims. And no one blinks an eye. No one calls the CEO out on it. Nobody calls him a schmurderer. Because that's exactly what they do. So take care. I mean, I'm not gonna soft soak my message just because of an audience. I don't know. I'm not gonna do it. I refuse. I'm gonna be unpopular. That's okay. Fetterman says Trump has political talent that's undeniable. Again, I say black people gave ample warning about John Fetterman from, oh my God, Pennsylvania. I almost said Massachusetts. Yeah, Pennsylvania. And yes, quite a few people warned us about him. But again, what was the alternative? Fetterman is the product of, he's the product of the people that live his constituency. I can see why he talks about Trump so favorably. I can see why he is so glowing about Trump. Political talent, that's undeniable. That's not political talent. What Trump is doing is fascism. What Trump is doing is disgusting, evil. That's not political talent. Being a dictator on day one, bragging about schmexually assaulting women, that's not political talent, John. No, it isn't. I was going to play this clip, but you know what? No. Let's see. Trump transition. Oh, this is ABC. I think that's with Chris Wallace. I really don't care. Yeah, I'm not going to play it. Once again, John Cameron. So this is on X. John Cameron is literally complaining about January 6th. January 6th has caused my divorce. I will forever be separated from my family. No, John, J6 did not cause your divorce. You did by participating in January 6th. Yeah. We all know the rest of the story. He was one of the participants in January 6th, and he got prosecuted. Doesn't like it. All right. We haven't heard from Kenny in a while. Let's listen to Too Raw, Too Real. Here we go. Give it to us.
Well, happy holiday, ho. And here's my Saturday sermon. I know a lot of people are feeling alone and feeling without their family on Christmas. But let me just tell you this. There are some people out there that don't have to be your extended or immediate family in order to feel like family. There's a whole community out there that cares about you and will allow you the ability to make mistakes and fall on your face and grant you the amount of grace that even your own blood won't do. There's people who love you and who will care about you and accept you and ride for you and give you a home whenever you're feeling alone. There's family out there for everyone, and I'm here to highlight mine. I'll tell you this. There have been people that I've just met within the last 4 to 5 years who treated me and given me more love than my own extended family. Anytime anybody attacked me or bullied me or even threatened my existence, my family of friends have always been the fence. When I was in the hospital with testicular torsion, my friends picked up that phone immediately and called to check up on me, but not my family. When I told people I was seeking counseling for depression and anxiety after the election, my friends called me, but not my family. When I had nowhere to go and no food for Thanksgiving, my friends called me, but not my family. Just because people are bounded by blood doesn't mean that they're good. Even though my family may not fuck with me, the family that I found don't play about me. I'm saying all that just to say this. There's a family out there for all of us. And there's no reason to ever feel alone on Christmas. Go find your family. Well, happy holidays.
Well, I have to say this. That kind of surprised me because I thought Kenny was a lot closer to his family than I guess I was led to believe. I guess not. I guess, well, I guess there's a lot of things that don't quite meet the eye. But, the expression, blood is thicker than water. A lot of people get that twisted and confused. They think, oh, blood relations is thicker than water. It's like, well, it doesn't quite make sense when you think of it in those terms. You got to switch it around. The Shakespearean quote is, the blood of the covenant is thicker than water of the womb. Basically what it's saying is the familial bonds of friendship is oftentimes stronger than your blood relatives. And I mean, and it's sad, but true. What say you, Sweet Pea?
Well, yeah, because we can pick and choose to love our friends. We don't get to pick and choose who our family are. You know, who we're blood related to. We don't get to pick who they are. So it makes perfect sense that we form bonds, you know, with our friends and they become family, you know? That does make sense. I'm just sorry Kenny's going through that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's true that it, I don't know. It's crazy that,
Yeah, that is crazy. I do have something to address. Nobody is glorifying any violent acts. Let's fam.
oh, don't worry. I'm getting closer and closer to it. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. It's okay to promote acts of violence whenever an insurance company puts out an ad saying, "Oh, we're going to take care of you. We're going to do this for you. We're going to do that for you." And then they do this. Then they deny claims which result in untimely deaths. That's an act of violence. That is an act of violence. You know what? I'm almost to the point where I'm just going to say what Luigi did was self-defense. I really don't care. I honestly, I'm to the point where I do not care what people think of me for that. I really don't. We're reaching a boiling point in this country. You know, no one blinks an eye when a CEO does it. That causes misery, causes people to, you know what's an act of violence? Causing veterans to go homeless, causing people who have retired to go homeless. That is an act of violence. People getting denied care, that is an act of violence. Not getting paid a living wage, working homeless. Do you know that one quarter, and I'm being very conservative, 1/4 of all of the homeless people in this country are actually working full-time jobs. Think about that.
They should be
Homeless,
homeless.
no home, working full-time jobs. Now you justify that.
Can't justify that. It's disgusting.
How do you justify something like this?
Can't. They should be able to afford housing, working a full-time job, and that's down to the
now
companies
this is
where they're not paying.
Yeah, this is not analogous. But here's another clip I'm looking at. It's workers at Russia's largest state construction site, a state construction site, a highway. They've stopped getting paid right before Christmas. This was December 14th. Delays began in the summer and payments have stopped completely since September. Of the 1,000 employees, 600 have already quit and the rest cannot go home. 600 out of 1,000 have quit, but the other 400 workers, they can't leave because they can't afford to. This is what these CEOs want to do in this country. This is what they would like to do. You want to go back to the early 1920s when the corporations had all the power and people were working for pennies on the dollar, literally starving, working 2, 3, 4 different side jobs just to be able to live. That's not living.
No, it's not.
So to hell with this, oh, you're promoting violence. I don't give a goddamn. You're promoting violence. I don't give a fuck. We are being violated in this country, and we haven't woke up to that yet. Because it's not happening to us personally. You know, why is it that it has to happen to us that we start to give a damn about our fellow man? Oh, well, I guess we should do something about it. It's like parents who've had children unalived in school because of a mass shooting. Oh, now they care. It's like you got to start caring now. Don't wait until you are a victim of it. The time is now. What we have allowed the NRA to do in this country is absolutely criminal and murderous. You know those old songs? I sold my soul to the company store. Where they come from? Workers that were paid so little, they lived in shanty towns built by the company. Then they bought groceries at the company store to feed their families. They had to buy their own tools. They had to buy their own everything. And they got to the point where they were so in debt to the company, they couldn't leave. They couldn't leave the company to go somewhere else that paid more because they owned you, lock, stock, and barrel. They get you to the point where you're so desperate, you'll do anything for a scrap, anything for a stale piece of bread. You want that in this country? You want things to get so bad to where we're so desperate that it's a dog eat dog world. This is where organized crime comes from. Because there's no hope. This is what elevates organized crime. And you want to talk about acts of violence? This is where it stems from. Desperate people making desperate decisions. Maybe, just maybe, we shouldn't wait until things get so dire. And maybe we should do something. The frog is being boiled as we speak. Come on, wake up, people. Don't tell me about acts of violence. Oh, and it's never okay to promote. Bullshit. One of the biggest mobsters gave us the FDA, Food and Drug Administration. You'll have to explain that one because I'm not quite getting that one. One of the biggest Capone. Are you saying Capone is responsible for the FDA or that the FDA was do you mean the ATF? Not FDA. Do you think are you talking about the ATF? Because I do know that the ATF was specifically started to
Capone.
basically. Okay. Time to do the puzzle.
No, the whole expired food thing.
The expired food thing. Okay. So Al Capone was the reason that we have the FDA. I'll have to look into that. I do not know. I did not know that. We just watched a movie about Al Capone with my daughter, The Untouchables with Kevin Costner, Sean Connery, Andy Garcia, and a bunch of other.
Was that any good?
He had a family member that got sick from expired food and was not happy about it. Amazing. A mobster. It took a mobster to do the right thing. Yeah, because most of the politicians were so busy during Prohibition. They were making money hands over fist through Prohibition because a lot of them were involved in organized crime. Some of them owned distilleries that were operating in the U.S. and they were getting rich off of illegal shipments and imports. Wow. A heartless gangster decided We need better food. He's directly responsible for expiration dates. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to learn on the Skeptically Speaking channel, huh?
So
Yeah, so that's okay.
we mm-hmm. Oh, do you want me to delete the StreamYard link from YouTube, or other people can join us?
Yeah, you can delete it if you want. It's up to you. It's okay.
I don't mind.
So
Oh,
we
I
are.
bet
So
not.
Bryn says we are at the point where politicians can sexually assault women and keep their jobs, but teachers will get fired for teaching history. Exactly. That's where we're at. There's rules for thee, not for me. There are no rules for our politicians. Donald Trump is to Christianity what Christ was to lying, racism, and narcissism. Total disregard for the poor, making the rich richer, supporting torture, hating your enemies, defending white supremacists, taking healthcare away, ripping off people with a scam online university, celebrating greed and wealth, saying he's never asked for forgiveness, speaking of his daughter in a sexual way, evicting people through eminent domain law, public adultery to humiliate mothers of his children, turning away refugees in need, and grabbing women by the you-know-what. Yep. And this is what good Christians everywhere voted for. This is what, and so I know as someone who that formally studies psychology and minors in sociology, I have not been okay in a while. Yeah, I don't think any of us are
sorry
okay.
to hear that, Joe.
I don't think any of us are okay, but anyway, one last clip before we go for the night. I want to thank you, everybody who has been sharing the live. I want to thank everybody who's been liking the live. We've got 1.2K likes. I know we're off to a pretty hazardous start. We'll get our acts together someday.
It'll be okay. We'll get there. And happy belated Christmas and New Year to everyone.
Yes. Yeah. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been working on my car, and that was a horror show. I had to take tons of things apart just to get to the spark plugs.
Oh, no.
Who knew? I mean, a simple thing like replacing spark plugs became so ridiculously long. Anyway, we're going to play one last video about the Luigi Mangione. And here we go.
Someone just lost a child, a husband, a father. And all I'm seeing on social media is just people being happy about it. I am so confused.
Well, yeah. So when Henry Kissinger finally kicked the bucket, a lot of people were happy about that. A lot of people were happy that Henry Kissinger was no more. A very good reason. You should read up on him. A lot of people were happy when Schmittler finally kicked the bucket, when he was no more. I bet you probably don't know why either. A lot of people, let's just go down the list. When Stalin finally unalived, a lot of people were happy about that, even though life didn't automatically improve. But yeah, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Let's hear it.
And on top of that, they're now wanting to create a GoFundMe for the person who committed the crime. They are cheering him on, and some people are even creating target lists of other people who may be next. What is going on? Can someone please explain this to me?
Based on your accent, I'm going to assume you're either from Eastern or Western Europe. Either way, it was probably a country with socialized medicine. Your screen name is Country Club Mom. Your surroundings are fairly plush, and those are not unsubstantial rocks on your fingers. So either you were born to wealth or you married into it. Either way, I'm guessing healthcare costs have never been a concern for you. If they had been, you wouldn't be making this video. And as a result of your naivete, I'm going to explain to you what's going on. In 1973, during the Nixon administration, the HMO, or Health Maintenance Organization, was passed. That act required health insurance companies to act as for-profit organizations. And they did this because they felt a free market model of competition would make health insurance providers more efficient and it would help control cost, when in fact it had the opposite effect. And this is due to a number of factors. One of them is administrative cost. You have underwriting, huge executive salaries, marketing, and that helps drive up the overall cost. Then you have deregulation, especially when it applies to the pharmaceutical industry. This allows the drug companies to jack up the price of prescription medicine, also increasing healthcare costs.
Yeah. So think back to the price of insulin. Insulin. People were literally people were rationing their insulin and ended up unaliving because of that, because they could not afford the cost. Did you know that the insulin, the patent for insulin was sold for $1? Because the person who came up with insulin wanted everyone to benefit from this. And what has happened is our healthcare providers literally monopolized the making and marketing of insulin to the point where they could just charge obscene amounts of money. Now, what the Biden administration did is they just recently they made it so that seniors only have to pay $35 a month for their insulin, whereas before it used to cost either $1,000 or $2,000 per month. Imagine having that kind of a bill every month just to stay alive.
And then there's the for-profit motive. Brian Thompson worked for UHC. He made over $10 million a year. And that company was also responsible for rejecting 33% of all major claims.
Now, think about that. 33% of all major claims, 33% denial rate. Imagine. If that isn't murder, I don't know what is. And then profiting off of it. At least it could be said Luigi didn't profit from this. He lost more than he gained.
As a result, Americans pay more for their health care than any other country in the industrialized world, which still results in worse healthcare outcomes compared to all those other countries. And none of those other countries reject 33% of potential patients. Brian Thompson lost his life due to 3 rounds of ammunition. Meanwhile, his former employer, UHC, takes the life of hundreds, if not thousands, of Americans with the stroke of a pen. So, Ava Braun-Twinette, do you understand why so many Americans are not exactly crying themselves to sleep over his death? Well, anyway, this has been Doc for Diesel Punk Industry saying I hope that cleared it up for you. Thanks for watching, and as always, Crunchy White Pimp forever.
Someone
Okay, I think he definitely has a voice for radio. Hey, how you doing? Udhef, good to see you. All right.
Yusuf.
So amazing, amazing. This woman is literally bedazzled in jewelry. Country Club Mom 1, of course. I mean, she's dressed to the nines. Her makeup is impeccable. Her hair is just astronomical. And she's shocked that the common people would not be upset and angry that a CEO pushed off this mortal coil. Well, there you go. There you have it. This is what you get. You keep pushing people into a corner, and eventually someone's going to come out swinging. And here's another woman. I mean, we can go on and on and on, literally talking about the horrors she had to go through. You know what? Let's listen. Let's see what she has to say.
So I have something really funny to add to the whole United Healthcare CEO situation. I just got a denial for my hospital stay when my doctor admitted me because he felt that I should be admitted when I had a C-section ectopic pregnancy. They said it was.
Do you understand what she's saying? I don't want to just go over it blasé. She had an ectopic C-section pregnancy. I mean, just the word ectopic is a horror show.
Mhm.
I mean, I can't imagine the pain she was in. And she literally had to be admitted for that.
They said it was unnecessary. It literally says, we reviewed the medical information given to us. We reviewed the health plan criteria for admission in the hospital. We have determined that this stay does not meet these criteria. There was no problems related to the surgery, which could have been done as an outpatient procedure.
How in the name of hell do you have a C-section ectopic pregnancy as an outpatient surgery?
You don't.
And mind you, this is a doctor, an actual credentialed doctor making this decision. You need to be admitted stat. And the insurance company has the temerity, the gall to say, oh, well, we're going to deny your claim and drown you in medical debt because we don't think you should have had inpatient surgery.
As a result, the hospital inpatient admission is not covered. So you're telling me my doctor admitted me to the hospital for absolutely no reason? So
yeah,
it's disgusting beyond words.
Yep.
And I've said this many times, and I will keep on saying it till I'm blue in the face. They need to separate healthcare from insurance. You should not receive healthcare dependent if you are insured to get it. It is asininely disgusting on so many levels. You should get healthcare reimbursement regardless if you've got insurance or not.
Yeah, and what's worse is it's tied to your job. If you're not employed, forget it. Unreal, unbelievable. I mean, I've got video after video after video queued up of women who've had. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, this is white women of some privilege. They're in the upper middle class and they're having to deal with this. Can you imagine what it's like being of the poor working class and being Black at the same time? So now you've got to deal with racism in the medical community. But
yeah, it's disgusting.
And you wonder why people don't give a damn about a CEO unaliving. It's amazing. It's amazing to me. The richest country in the world, and we still can't even get this right. We're the rich. Who is the richest country in the world? Who in this country is rich?
Billionaires?
Yeah.
Companies?
That's who's rich. That's who's rich. The biggest welfare queens in the world, the ones who siphon, they're leeches. It's the billionaire class. Always got their hand out, waiting for a handout, waiting to be bailed out by the taxpayer. Corporations are the welfare queens. Because whenever they fuck up, whenever they go under, guess who gets bailed out? Guess who bails them out?
Don't forget churches.
We bail them out. Well, I'm not worried about churches right now. But
they don't pay taxes. And
Well,
they rely
right.
on public funding to keep going.
Well, public funding, yeah.
And the
okay.
government grants.
So I'm, I'm just to the point where, where is our bailout? When are we going to get bailed out? We got a
No,
measly
exactly.
during COVID, we got a measly one check for $1,400, all due to Democrats pushing it forward. Republicans voted against it. Donald Trump was against it, and the Senate forced him to send those checks out. And only then did they go out. But he insisted that his name be on the check as if he personally wrote it.
He didn't.
It's like, we are the dumbest people on the planet. We are the stupidest people on the planet, bar none.
Those stimulus checks come out of taxpayers' money. I can't even.
And Republicans, and then you had businesses that didn't need the PPP loans. They didn't need to be bailed out during COVID.
Nope.
They abused the system.
Mm-hmm. I can give you an example of a person that runs in Congress that abused the system for that.
Mm-hmm.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. She put in for stimulus check for her businesses that weren't damaged whatsoever.
Yeah, she got a stimulus check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's going to be the French Revolution 2.0 if we don't get our heads out of our ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be it's going to get really real fast.
I'm in agreement with Joe as well. It's inherently ableist for insurance companies to be tied to jobs.
Yeah. And we could go on. Oh man, there's just so much stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So much stuff we can go into, but we don't have the time.
Mm. Oh, does that mean we don't have time for a biblical quickie this week?
No, sorry, no biblical quickies this time. Next week we'll hit the ground running, and then I'll be able to read from our book that we've been trying to get through.
Yay.
Christ Before Jesus. And I gotta flip the camera around. Oh, it keeps flipping the camera. Wish it wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Christ Before Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Really good book. We're on chapter 6 at the moment, I believe.
Yes.
And you all can pick up a copy of Christ Before Jesus at Amazon. You can either get it in paperback, you can get it on your Kindle, and it is available, I believe, in audio format, so you can sit and listen to it as well. There is another book that I would like us to check out. It's called The Crucible by Deborah Grace.
Okay.
And Deborah sort of breaks down bits of the Bible and stuff. It's the synopsis is really good. I haven't actually read all of it yet. I'm like about 2% in.
Crucifying the
Bible. Yes. Sorry.
Two quick stories. These two dumbasses. Texas rapper Tulo, gun goes off in his pocket during a podcast.
Oh, what a tit.
Yeah.
Sorry, that might be insulting to tits.
His gun goes off. My God. And they, my idiots.
Mm-hmm.
We got more guns
This
than
is
we have.
Yeah, I think there needs to be extra like legislations in place for guns. You know, extra like restrictions and stuff because
So, a Virginia nurse was just arrested for breaking bones of newborn babies in hospital.
oh, vile evil bitch.
Yeah, and someone said, make sure to say it was black babies she was doing it to.
So I hope they lock her up for life.
I hope she gets the problem. I hope she gets everything she's got coming to her.
Yeah. Evil. How could you hurt a baby? That's disgusting.
Did you hear the latest about Elon Musk?
No.
Just recently, let's see, he was Elon Musk wants King Charles, formerly known as Prince. See what I did there? He wants him to dissolve British Parliament.
Charles can't do that.
I don't know.
Charles can't do that.
Well, I mean, there is precedent for it actually happening, but it has to be if Parliament was not getting anything done, they were just absolutely landlocked. Yeah, I mean,
did you hear about the news about Trump?
What's the latest?
Trump's got some really stormy weather coming up.
About?
So his motion to completely abandon and scrap the Stormy, the Stormy Daniels case against him. The judge has denied Trump trying to throw that case out. He's going to be sentenced on the 10th of January.
I mean,
the judge did say it's not going to be prison time. We all feared, we all knew that Trump won't be facing prison time, which I think he should be because that's where all insurrectionists belong, to be honest. So he's going to be sentenced on the 10th of January.
Yeah, is that Judge? That's not Judge Brashan, is it?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked into that. I quickly seen the news this morning.
Yeah, if you're waiting for him to be to get a meaningful sentence, I think we can dispel with that notion.
Thank you, Jeepman. Jeepman said yes. Yes, it was that judge you just mentioned.
Oh, Judge Brashan. Okay, yeah. What I'm hearing from chatter from the legal eagles, they don't have a fuzzy feeling about Trump getting a meaningful sentence. They actually are saying he's gonna get off, and the reason is because it's unprecedented. Sentencing a sitting president or a president-elect whatever. It's just I just don't think it's going to.
No, there's also talks of them not giving him like a serious thing until after he's like done his 4 years in office. But I think truly and I do think that they should, because they're always on about sort of upholding the Constitution. Why are they not upholding Section 14, Section 3 of the Constitution, where it literally states anyone instigating or partaking in an insurrection will not hold office? Why are they not upholding the Constitution?
Because
Makes me so
you need
angry.
I know you got to have a Supreme Court that will uphold the law. Right now, we don't have it.
Yeah, I know. It's frustrating. It's frustrating, and it's making me like super angry.
And the fact that they're, my goodness, and they're already talking about Kevin O'Leary has made it to Mar-a-Lago to meet with President Trump to talk about merging Canada with the United States. Are these people delusional?
Canada's
There
not
are
going to want to
people
do that.
There are people that are actually seriously talking about this.
Canada likes the healthcare system. They're not going to want to get rid of that. I can't honestly see Canada agreeing to that, can you? What we actually need to do, though, is tax billionaires, tax the churches, and then put that money into a proper healthcare system in the US, like there is in other European countries.
Your favorite protester and instigator, Tommy Robinson.
Oh God, no.
He just got arrested. He just got arrested in Canada. Do you want to know why?
Was he inciting violence again?
No, he was for being an illegal immigrant.
And he has been on the front lines protesting people coming in illegally. Oh, was that? What's that thing you said earlier? One rule for thee and not for me?
Well, actually, I think it's more to it than that. Because the post that I'm getting it from is on Newsmax. I mean, this guy is a right-wing fuckwit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, let's listen to the Tommy Robinson arrest video.
Okay.
Oh, he's got an outstanding immigration warrant. Oh, so it is okay. So this right-wing fuckwit actually had it right. Okay.
Okay.
How did he get in the country?
Probably got one of his right-wing friends to smuggle him in.
Wow. Love you, buddy. Yay, he's arrested.
Good. I can't stand that Tony Robinson. He's a Andrew Tate ass kisser. Are you watching a video?
Yeah, it's the video of him getting arrested.
Well, just to alert you, we can't see it on YouTube.
Okay. I thought you could hear it. All right. I guess not.
No.
All right. Well, with that being said, we'll go ahead and end the stream. But yeah, I just wanted to catch up from the New Year's and Christmas, and we're going to get things back rolling again. We're going to be streaming again, and in the future, I'm going to invest in a soundboard and hopefully not have to deal with any of this ridiculousness. I want to get a soundboard, and also probably we're going to do something other than StreamYards. I'm going to try other streaming platforms, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So with that
sounds
being
good.
said, we will talk to you later. Thank you so much for joining us on the Biblical History Skeptics podcast. Thank you for joining us on TikTok. Thank you, YouTube. And we will let it go at that. All right. We'll see you, Sweet Pea. Talk to you later. Take care. Let's see. Let's see if we can get our outro music to play. Here we go. And of course, it's not going to play. Oh, goodness. Never plays. Okay. Well. All right. I guess we won't be doing any more of that. Unbelievable. Well, thank you, StreamYards. You've been a big help. Okay, 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. I can actually find the audio. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I don't care what Amazon has or what. Go away. All right, let's go ahead and share, because that's what we do here. We share. And away we go.
It's tradition, cheer, and festivities.
There it is.
Charlie, I am the one. It's time for a Christmas fun. Flying through the trees, sleigh bells jingling. Sack all full of toys, bringing Christmas joy to every boy and girl all over the world. Spread season's greetings and slide down the chimneys and give all the gifts, 'cause I'm Santa Claus. Sit on my lap and tell me what you want, and I'll add it to my list, 'cause I'm Santa Claus. Maker of the list, gonna check it twice, gonna find out if you're naughty or nice. Sleigh up in the sky as the reindeer fly. Can you hear the hooves landing on your roof? Got a round belly, a bowl full of chili. I eat all them cookies. I'm Santa Claus. I raise such a clatter, you'll see what's the matter. I fill up your stocking. I'm Santa Claus. Here comes Santa. Here comes Santa. Have you been a good girl this year? Hear those sleigh bells, jingle, jingle. Have you been a bad boy this this year. Let them sugar plums dance inside your head. I may watch you sleep as you lay in bed. Elsa make my toys, they can never die. Welcome to the bone, whip them if they cry. Don't you dare pounce and you better watch out, since I'm coming to your town, cause I'm Santa Claus. North Pole dictator with elves for slave labor and AIDS flying reindeer. I'm Santa Claus. Sees you sleeping, sees you awake. Have you been a bad girl this year? Better be good, for goodness sake. Have you been a good boy this year? Spread season's greetings and slide down the chimneys and give all the gifts, cause I'm Santa Claus. Sit on my lap and tell me what you want, then I'll add it to my list, cause I'm Santa Claus.